It's like they look at the source material and go, "Hey, yeah, we're not doing that." Hey, what's up, nerd fam? This is your boy Gashawn. I'm going to welcome you to Enter the Nerd. Today, we're going to talk about episodes 4 and 5 of Marvel's Loki. So, before I get into that, I'm going to say that if you haven't watched my other videos on this, you know that I knew this was going to be kind of funky because the Asgardians have already been treated like trash in the MCU, so I didn't have much high hope for this. And every time an episode goes by, I see when it comes to the source material, they just like, the source material, and then, just kind of wipe their ass with it, right? It is what it is. Now, if you just like the chemistry of some of these actors and actresses, and you're like, oh, I like it, it's kind of funny and stuff like that, you might like this. For me, it's a little odd, because even some of the things they put in their continuity don't make any sense. For example, right off the bat, they're like, Sylvie is not Enchantress, like I said the other one, because Enchantress is a whole different character. Matter of fact, she would be the second Enchantress from the comics. She's an actual Loki, which they kidnap as a kid, right? They kidnap as a kid. She escapes as a small child and then uses a device which she's never used before to travel and traverse worlds, which I don't know how she would have learned to do that, seeing how technology she's never been familiar with, right? Now, this is weird because I don't know how how the hell did she get promoted after that? How did this girl get promoted after that to lose to somebody like this and them not being able to get it back? And then how do they hold on to any of the other time variants if it's easy enough for a little girl to just escape? She didn't do anything crazy, any crazy magic. She just kind of just slipped out. So it's like, whatever, right? You see stuff like that. And then they do like this weird kind of like semi-love story between Loki and himself. Now that they're saying it is what it is, which is stupid. You could have, like I said, two different characters. I thought maybe they might do like a switcheroo where it's not really Loki. Maybe this person knew the Loki of that universe, and then they make like more of a nod to that. But no, why do that? Just make a composite characters, combine multiple characters into one to make whatever character homunculus it is that you have here right now, right? You go from that. Mobius gets pruned after, now believing Loki about, what's going on, which I wonder if that's going to be a swerve, if he's going to be the man behind everything, or maybe he'll secretly be somebody else like Kang, who I think is going to make an appearance, judging by what they show in episode 5. We'll get to that in a little bit. Loki getting pruned, and then at the end seeing the other time variants, which made me shake my head later on in there. It's going a very kind of weird path when it comes, like I said, like a lot of this source material that's going on here that's just going to waste. Lady Sif appearing in that like little time loop, and like I love Lady Sif, and I think that she's obviously a character that they shit on for a long time, and they put her in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and just forgot about her. And I remember somebody saying, where are all the women from Asgard? That's why we got, Jane Foster, the Thor coming. I'm like, but the first Enchantress, Lady Sif, and quite a few others are in there that just got forgotten about, but I guess not the ones that they wanted, right? And funny enough, for them to show Lady Sif, and I think if you haven't watched the last video I mentioned, that Lady Sif is actually the body that Loki first gets reincarnated back into after Ragnarok, which is what gave the whole female Thor life. Anyway, it wasn't just a variant of him, it was him and her body. And then that gets destroyed, and it leads to the kid Loki, which you see in episode 5, but that is a time variant, which is still not what it's supposed to be. It gets reincarnated into that. And I'll tell you why that's significant as well. No, we can just jump into episode 5. I have to go back and forth, I'll do that. So in episode 5, you see he's over there in this void land, right? Where you see the void, which is like this big cloud with this like lion face coming out, which is crazy because the void is actually another personality in the comics, or another entity that's connected to Sentry. So when I saw that, I go, we're never gonna see Sentry then, because they just, they bastardized that, so we're never gonna see Sentry. That's just what it means. And that's actually what destroyed him, or Sentry, what destroyed him when he was a female Thor, then got like reincarnated kind of into the kid Loki, like a semi-reincarnation, semi-brand new birth, whatever, right? So we're not gonna get that. The classic Loki is pretty much Loki from the comics, right? And him, creating him being like super powerful when it came to magic, and that pissed me off because she's like, oh, we're more powerful than we think we are. It's like, no, it's just that they made you weaker in this thing just for that. Like, he is insanely powerful in the comics. He's one of the best sorcerers in the entire Marvel universe, but you don't get that, right? the Kid Loki arrogant thing was pretty cool because Kid Loki actually had like a whole series to himself, which was pretty cool. So you should go check that out. But besides that, you know, Sylvie prunes herself, gets herself down there. You know, they're like cuddling up and stuff like that, which I told you is very, very strange to me. Very, very strange. She enchants the Void. Don't know how she knew she could do that, especially if the Void is like some watchdog that's not really like living in the first place. But whatever, that's what she could do. Like the Void takes memories, because how she explained how enchanting works is like, you know, she takes the memories of something in the past, you know, like use it to almost kind of distract and brainwash it. But if it doesn't have that, how does she do that? Whatever. That's just the rules they set for it. And that's really how it is in the comic. But that's the rule they set for it here. So it doesn't make sense for her to be able to do something like that. Then they open up the clouds, and you see this castle, which looks like King the Conqueror's castle, which I think is obviously going to be the link just from Ravonna, because she's linked to Immortus, and then he's going to come in there. And then obviously the TVA, even the comics, linked to Fantastic Four, which clearly they're going to bring in. First they're going to bring in Kang in the Quantumania movie, and then you already know they're coming out with the Fantastic Four movie as well. So I see the links they're trying to do here. I see that they're throwing them in there. But once again, Asgardian lore, right? They're just doing that, just shitting on them. Loki is a villain, okay? I just want to put it like that. He is a villain in the comics. He's done some pretty despicable stuff, and they are trying to redeem him. Why are you redeeming him for? For what? Can we not have villains? Can we not just have villains who just want to do things just because they can, just do fucked up things? No, we can't do that. God forbid, that's the thing, we get an actual villain, and they keep on doing that. Now both of them are going to be redeemed somehow. Maybe one of them is going to die. You never know. They have to return back to their respective timelines, and who knows what's going to happen at the end. I just don't know. But I feel like I know where they're trying to link to. I just don't know how they're going to go there, right? They showed the whole, they had the little, the frog Thor trying to get the hammer. Something that also happened in the comics as well. You just put that up too. But it was interesting. Not something that I love. I was like, I can't wait. I can't believe they put that on screen. But it was there, right? So yeah, this show just makes me think that they're like, oh yeah, we have source material, but we just don't care about it, and we're gonna use it to have whatever narrative. We're gonna make a whole bunch of different composite characters, like the whole Boats for Loki. It's like, no, in case you're wondering, that's not a thing. That character is not. That's not anything that's in the comic. Where there's no Loki that looks like that. Just letting you know that's not a thing. In case you're gonna go look in the comics and look for that. No. And obviously the whole, you know, the vote for me Loki, that was there too, which is pretty funny. But besides that, you know, Mobius going back to the TVA, you know, that makes me think there's gonna be another swerve where they're gonna say that he's also involved with it. Because even though in the TVA and the comics, it's a whole bunch of his clones are actually like running the TVA. They're not going here. This is more of a Wizard of Oz type of thing, for lack of a better word. But yeah, I like the actors and actresses, but that's really about it. I don't like where this is going. And as a person who's a comic book fan, and this is a series based on comic book characters, I don't really dig it. And that's okay. If you dig it, that's fine. But for me, I don't recognize these characters this way, so no. And it's not like it's something new and cool and exciting. It's not really. It's just a bastardization, for lack of a better word. But yeah, let me know what you think. Do you like Loki? If you do like Loki, turn up what you like about it. If you don't, let's just have a conversation about it. Until then, keep on watching these Marvel shows. Try not to cringe as much as I am, and into the nerd.